The truth behind silver's 37% crash just came out. The China export ban was totally fake. Margins were raised. Retail was liquidated on purpose. And big banks like JP Morgan Chase had literally over 200 million ounce shorts on the other side waiting to just liquidate the retail traders that were in those leveraged longs. Now, if you're not familiar with who I am, my name is Drew Wolfer. I am the founder and the head trader at NORDIC Alpha, where we go out and we try to figure out what is happening inside of the markets so that we can profit from it. Now, I do have a 91.5% live and documented win rate inside of 2025 alone on gold and silver. And if you want that win rate to work for you, go ahead and get inside of NORDIC Alpha today. Now, one thing I want to tell everybody before we go any further, I have a massive amount of sauce dropping on what is actually happening inside of the silver markets right now, okay? So basically, I went and did an extensive amount of research of what was moving in the background, either against us or with us, right, and for us inside of the silver markets, and it's gonna blow your mind. So I am recording those videos today, and I will be bringing them out this week in most likely a series because this topic gets deep. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel so that you know exactly what's happening inside of the gold and silver markets, because I'm about to blow the lid off of what is really going on in the background. And honestly, it's super scary, and it should scare you because it kind of scares me a little bit too. And I know about it and I'm positioned for it. But if you want to be positioned for it, get inside of NORDIC Alpha. I want to talk to you about what happened here, and then we're going to show you exactly where we could be going on silver in between now and then. So, catalyst, okay? There was a catalyst. The sell-off was first brought on by Trump's designation or nomination of, what's his name, Kevin Walsh as the Fed chair, okay? And as we know, Jerome Powell is literally going to be done in his term May 2026. So Trump is now appointing this Kevin Walsh guy. This is bad news, at least from a market standpoint, for gold and silver, because he is a dollar advocate, okay? So he's going to want the dollar to stay strong, and when the dollar doesn't stay strong, that's when metals pump. So if the dollar's strong, metals are not going to pump, okay? Then we have some serious positioning and jockeying going on inside of the market, where silver has become extremely crowded, over embellished, right, to the long side, and leveraged by a lot of retail traders and even some, businesses, institutions, banks, whatever you want to say, right? But this was an unprecedented and a massive run. And I'm going to show you the supports and resistances and where we could be potentially going, 135, 160 here in just a little bit on the chart. But we got to get through this first, because this is why silver actually crashed, okay? So we see this, kind of when this unwind starts on these leveraged long positions, it's a cascade of liquidations, a cascade of stops, a cascade of margin calls, right? And then we see our timing and the structure of that timing, right? Right at the end of the month, right at the end of January, right? This was landing right when COMEX's end of month inventories and deliveries were happening. And the last notice for futures contracts was January 29th. And then last notice for the delivery runs into January 30th. Starting to kind of put the pieces together here, right? And so the market was already in a fragile transition. Then couple all of that with the fact that ETF options on ETFs like SLV had max pain somewhere in the 80s to 90s range, right? And they pushed it down to 74 bucks. And it closed at 84, right at the max pain threshold. Just saying, there's a lot more forces behind this that move in the background. But we actually predicted that this was going to happen, and we took a short position inside of NORDIC Alpha, and then now we took a long position towards the bottom as well. All these trades were set up in advance, by the way, and I'll show them to you. But then we have our aftershock, right? CME that raises margin requirements again, just like they've done, and try to hold silver down a little bit more and make it harder for people to trade. And then I think a lot of people understood that the China narrative was all BS, right? A lot of people thought that the China narrative was a blanket ban on exports. But what it really was regulatory scrutiny on China's end, giving licenses to 44, yes, 44 companies to actually go out and export silver. And I think the markets are starting to digest that now that those 44 companies have been flooding the market and exporting silver for this past month, right? Because that's inherently different than what most people thought. And the last thing, and this is probably the biggest piece of it, JP Morgan and a lot of the large banks, they had about 50% of the net shorts in the market were from the big banks, okay? And they had over 200 million ounces, JP Morgan by themselves, in a net short, okay? Guess what they did on the 30th? They closed that bad boy out at $78 and absolutely crushed everybody. I'm gonna show this to you in the chart. They closed it out within $4 of the bottom. Dude, that was nuts. Okay, so they're out. They're profitable. So they might have just taken the what we would call the ankle weights, right? Or the Italian shoes, which are cement blocks. We might have just taken the Italian shoes off, right, of silver, and we could be flying. So let's get into the charts really quick, and let's see, okay, where could we be potentially going from here? Because it's nice, man. It's nice. I'm not gonna lie. Actually, there's the long that we gave out. So we took a short. I took a short right here. Right, there was a triple tap Wyckoff model here. We called it out. I told everybody I'm shorting. Boom. And then I took my profits actually right here. I did not get all the way down here. I'm just going to be honest with you. Right, but I don't care. I still make money. Then we, boom, gave this. Actually, we gave this trade out. Yeah, right here. Bang. Right. So right here, we gave out this trade. Boom. And as you can see, it hit perfectly. We gave this out days and days in advance. When did I give this trade out? On the 12th? 1/12? Yeah, dude, like long in advance. So in any case, we have now broken market structure to the downside on the 1 hour, the 4 hour, the 12 hour, and the 1 day chart. These are the lows on all four of those, right? So the 1 hour, the 4 hour, the 12 hour, and the 1 day chart. Unfortunately, we closed below the previous 1 day and 12 hour low, so now we're in a downtrend for a second, right? Where's your first support? Well, it's gonna be right here in between about $57 to $60, okay? Your ultimate level of support's right here at the double top, $54, but in my opinion, I think $57 to $61 is probably gonna be your bottom. Now, could you get down here to $54? Yeah, you could. Your secondary deviation zone is down here at $44. Are you going to get all the way down there to the 1 week market structure lows? Probably not. I mean, that's like $45 all the way down there. But in any case, if you want to understand how to use these deviation zones and how I actually use these deviation zones to call the top on silver, get inside of Nordic Alpha. It's less than $1 a day right now. It's $29. We offer discounts for 3, 6, and 12 months. And the prices are definitely going to go up in 2020. So I would just get in where you fit in, and I'll show you exactly why these deviation zones matter so much and how one of my old deviation zones actually called the top on silver and gold for that matter. In any case, first and foremost, our first real resistance is going to be right here at $95. Second resistance is going to be right there at 104. That's your 1 hour market structure shift. Once you close a candle, a 1 hour candle above 104, you are now in a bullish market structure on the 1 hour. Now, in order for us to do that on the 4, the 12, the 1 day chart, and even the week and month, you got to get a candle close above the all-time high, 122. So the first thing we need to do is come up here, take out 94 to 95. Then we need to take out 104, and then use 95 or 94 right around here as support, and then boom, come out and take the all-time high. Then leg up one more time to about 134 to about 138, come back down, use the prior all-time high as support, 121, and then boom, we're flying up to about 150 to 160 to my second deviation zone. So if you wanted to know kind of what made silver do this and where we could be potentially going from here, now if we lose 74, it's pretty likely we're coming down to about $65, and if not, even further than that, to about $54 to $61. Now, do I think that that's super likely? Not right this second, and you'll obviously see a video from me before then, so I'll keep you apprised of the situation. But if you want that actionable daily analysis, get inside of Nordic Alpha. That's where I give out all of the trade setups, days and days in advance. Seriously, I cannot stress this enough. If you like content like this, just smash the like button. But seriously, hit subscribe and then boom! Bang on that notification bell, because I'm about to bring out some bangers this week that tell you exactly what is happening from a market manipulation standpoint and I can't say it, but a theory standpoint of what's happening behind the scenes in the silvers market. Hopefully I see you in Nordic Alpha soon, and I guarantee you I will see you on the next videos. Everybody have a wonderful day. Have a great weekend.